year. Friends, were on the 28th of Shvat, Chavchet Shvat, marks the Kilula of Rabbi Ezra HaCohen, the Sultan Trav, Zecher Tzadik Libracha, one of the great Syrian rabbis of his time, who become a Rosh Yeshiva, a head of Jewish courts, a Bedin in Damascus, respectively in Syria, will be a Mohel, a rabbi that will perform circumcision, and Darshan, giving over grandiose sermons, and a Torah author, a Mechaber in of itself. Let's explore some of the highlights of the great rabbi's life. Now, it's actually interesting. He would come from great rabbinic heritage. His father's name was Rav Eliyahu HaCohen Trav, and his mother's name was Rabbanut Esther. She happened to be a great woman also. The Mishpachat Trav family in itself was a famous, let's say, honorary family in Damascus. Very well reported over. In fact, Rabbi Eliyahu was one of 4 sons of the Rabbi Yaakov HaZaken, who was a very famous rabbi and one, let's just say, one of the most important rabbis in the city. I think was very close to the famous Rabbi Shlomo Harari, also, who we've mentioned about on various occasions himself, which is connected especially to that Ba'alilot Damascus. You remember the story that actually happened in Damascus, I believe, in the year 1840, the Damascus plot, the shocking, let's just say, anti-Semitic episode, incident actually, unfortunately, befell the Jewish community over there, which I recommend everyone to learn about. I believe that happened over in the year 1840. And it's actually interesting. He was over there in Damascus, in Syria, especially in 1800s. There was a great Jewish community over there. I think the book, the Al Eliyahu, which was various different Hidushim teachings from the various different poskim, rabbis, and I think would be printed actually in Egypt, in Cairo, respectively. Was printed from his grandson, Rabbi Yehuda, who happened to be the son of Rabbi Ezra, if I'm not mistaken. Various different printings and explanations of teachings that actually, let's say, occurred in, I think, his life in of itself. But we'll brush onto that at the end of the video. Now, it's actually interesting. Rabbi Ezra would actually learn Torah from his father, who happened to be a great rabbi, and the various different rabbis of Damascus, respectively, in Syria, especially from Rabbi Chaim Romano, who I think was a Dayan in the Bet Din of Rabbi Yitzchak Abu Lafia in that city. Remember, Rabbi Yitzchak Abu Lafia happened to be one of the great rabbis, I think, in Tiberias, also as well as Damascus, and the Torah colossal author of the Sifrei Hashut Pnei Yitzchak Shelet Shvot question answers book in of itself. While he was young, Rav Ezra, he was considered very diligent in Torah learning and very great of baki and expert within regards to Torah in of itself, within regards to halacha, Kabbalah, and drush in of itself. And I believe he would give over sermons on Shabbat and various different Jewish festivals, Chagim, before great congregation inside the Beit Knesset Gadol, Shema'ah, in Damascus, respectively, over there. He would work as a Rosh Yeshiva and head of a Jewish court in Damascus also. And I believe he would serve as cantor, also Shliach Tzibur, Chazan, inside the Beit Knesset, Al-Farang, I hope I pronounced it correctly. And really, really among the great rabbis of his time. I think he had close relationship with Rabbi Aaron Yaakov Benjamin, and the chief rabbi of Damascus, and he was also serving as a mohel. Now, he passed away on the 28th of Shvat in English year 1920. Now, let's explore his family. I believe his brother was Harav Bechor Yaakov, if I'm not mistaken, happened to be the head of the Jewish court and the ram of the Midrash court, Raphael. He happens himself had passed away on Yud Zayin Tevet in Hitafresh Ein Bet. Harav Chaim Harav Meir happened to be, I think, the leader of the synagogue Al-Arak, if I'm not mistaken, and very much a great rabbi. Now, it's actually interesting. Harav Ezra got married to his wife, Rabbanit Leah, and they would have 2 boys, I believe, and 3 daughters. His son, the older son, was Rabbi Yehuda Chaim HaKohen, Messultan Trav. Another great rabbi we just spoke about recently, I think about a month or 2 ago. He happened to be himself a mohel, author of Torah works, and head of Jewish courts in Cairo, in Egypt, respectively, and was great Talmid Chacham also. And I think his other son, Rav Meir, was a shochet, performing kosher slaughter, and also a mohel. I believe at a young age he passed away, sadly, but he would have, I think, a son of the name Ezra, happened to be another great rabbi. Now, he would have a daughter also, Regina. She would, I believe, get married to Rabbi Eliyahu Messultan Trab, who would be the head, let's say, slaughterer, kosher slaughterer in Damascus, particularly. And I believe he would leave over various different descendants. Also, I think another one of his daughters was Rabbanit Sina'ar, who would get married to Rabbi Nisim Bachor Mahadib, if I'm not mistaken. Another one of his daughters, Rachel, would get married to Rabbi Mordechai Raphael Halevi, very, very great Rabbanim in himself. Now, he was the author of various different Torah colossal works, Rabbi we spoke about at the beginning. He was a prolific author, especially in the time. He would write his novels, I think, early day, and also his sermons. And I believe he would publish 3 books during his lifetime. I think one of them was the Sharei Ezra, which is a Salatun book, question and answers, which would be printed in Jerusalem. Then the Sefer Ezra, which was Drushim, Uremazim, Midrashotav, printed once again in Yerushalayim in Heitav Reish Ayin Gimel. But Yoma Ezra, which is based on the Tanakh, Torah, Nevim, and Ketuvim, respectively. And once again, various different Drushim, Ramazim, and Drushot, also in Jerusalem was printed. Then the Milei de Ezra, which was another Shut, Shelot and Shavot, question and answers book, on Halacha, Jewish law in itself. I think this came out through his son, Rabbi Yehuda, after he passed away in Jerusalem in the Hebrew year, Heitav Reish Pei Dalet. I think there will be 2 other books that would, not too sure if it was printed at the end or not. I think it was in manuscript form, long stage. In himself, Li LeEzra u Petacha Ezra. Very interesting enough. Among his students, as we said before, was Rabbi Yehuda HaCohen, Messultan Trab, who was a great rabbi. His rabbi himself, just to do some chazar, was Rabbi Chaim Romana, the great rabbi of his time, and he passed away on the 17th of February in the year 1920. He passed away, I think, in Dמשek, respectively, in Syria. So don't forget to light candles in his memory. The 28th of Shvat marks the great rabbis Hilula. Friends, we're a community here. We're learning about the great rabbis of yesteryear. Please, if you feel anyone interested in watching any of these videos, share the videos to other people. Also, and subscribe to the channel. And wishing you all blessings from Israel. Take care and be well.